Coming up next, here from downtown Miami, in my background there, I'm gonna name my top 5 favorite YouTube fragrance channels of all time. This is gonna be fun, cool concept, I think. So stay tuned, 'cause it's coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to JoelTheNose. And as you can see here, I am in beautiful, well, I have downtown Miami in the background here. This is actually technically the Brickell area of downtown Miami, which is the financial district area. And I'm standing on the island of Key Biscayne, actually technically the Rickenbacker Causeway, which leads to the island of Key Biscayne, which is just off downtown Miami. I come here frequently for photos, for pictures. I actually came out here today, that's why I'm in my tank top. I came out here to kind of go to the beach and relax at the end of the day. Got my flip-flops on, as you can see. And I ended up deciding just to do a video because I kind of felt motivated. And the topic today, as I said in my introduction, is my 5 favorite YouTube channels. Let me get right into this, okay? Why am I doing this? I think it's cool for us reviewers to do stuff like this because let's talk about things that have influenced us and channels that we're fans of. And I've never really done this before. And I think it's time to kind of give some props to those channels that have influenced me and ones that I'm fans of. And first and foremost, I'm a fan, right? Like you guys, I'm a fan of fragrance. I'm a fan of learning about it. I'm a fan of being introduced to new fragrances. And these channels, for me, are at the top of my list. So without any further ado, let's get right into this. And this is not in any particular order, so I'm just gonna start naming them. Number 1, I'm gonna start with Redolessence, okay? You guys know Steven from Redolessence. I've been watching him for over a couple of years now since I started my own channel, which was about a little less than 2 years ago now. And Steven, what I love about his channel is he brings that deep dive, just kind of educational background into it. He's not going to give you all the entertainment. He's not, over the top. He is nitty gritty, down to the point. He's a teacher, as many of you know, and I love that he brings that kind of educational aspect to it. I love how he gets so deep into the descriptions, how he uses words, how he uses literature. As you know, I'm an attorney, so that's part of what I love doing, is going into a deep dive into a fragrance, learning about it, studying it, and I think he does that, better than anybody. So I've met him at Scent Explore in about 2 years ago, 2019, at the event in New York, and he is just like he is on camera. Humble, down to earth, and just a great dude, and boy, what an influence he has had on this community. So my props to Steven from Redolessence. Number 2, I'm gonna go with another kind of New York area guy, and that's Max Forti. Max, again, he is one of these guys that just brings so much diversity to the YouTube community, meaning that I love how he is always just reviewing such amazingly different fragrances, and he brings in such great variety of stuff, and he's always introducing me to things that I didn't know about. And I just love his style. I love the New York vibe, and I gotta say, I love what he has added to this community by organizing Scent Explorer 2 years ago in New York, which was such an amazing event. For those of you who attended, you know what I'm talking about. And even to this last year, the zoo event he did, which was also an amazing event. So he's just added so much to this community and I still watch his channel all the time. Got to give my props to Max from Forti. Third, I'm gonna go with Ashton from GenSense. Again, another giant in the community. And what I love again is his down-to-earth, non-pretentious description and review of fragrances. This guy is just, you can tell, a good guy, down to earth, and his knowledge is maybe unsurpassed in the fragrance world. Just brings you great information, great detail, and a great variety of all kinds of fragrances, from your super cheapies to your high-end niche fragrances. This guy covers it all, and his channel, I gotta tell you, I watch it all the time and I always learn so much. Great job, Ashton, and thanks for all you provide, just like the other guys. Fourth, this one may be a little bit controversial. I don't know why, but he's a lightning rod, and that's Jeremy Fragrance. Of course, you know who I'm talking about. I met Jeremy also at Scent Explore about 2 years ago in 2019. And I gotta say, when I met him, totally different from what I expected. Down to earth, nice guy. Yes, he's intense, but he's not like you see on camera. And for a lot of you, you've seen, I'm on his channel, been on there a number of times. He's been on my channel. He lives in Miami now. We hang out. We do different things together. We've done some projects together. And what I gotta say is the guy is a good guy. He's not like you see, or I think a lot of the negativity you see. And what he is, I'll tell you this, without a doubt, the hardest working guy in fragrance and one of the hardest working guys I've ever met, okay? He wakes up, from the time he wakes up at 5 in the morning, whenever it is, until midnight, it's non-stop fragrance related stuff. When you're with him, it's like a whirlwind. It's like you see on camera. It's 1 minute to the next, he's never stopping thinking about fragrance. He knows so much about fragrance. He can, off the top of his head, rattle off the ingredients, the qualities about all these different fragrances. This guy knows his stuff. So despite the fact that, yes, he's entertaining and he does certain videos that maybe people criticize, there's no, I guess, taking away from what he's brought to this community, bringing in a lot of outsiders, of people who maybe didn't understand fragrance, but they got attracted to his style, and now they've come in and they've learned a lot more, and maybe they've come over to the niche side. But again, got to give my props to Jeremy, good dude, and what else can I say? He's the biggest guy in the fragrance community. And I'm gonna say my fifth and final choice, and last and certainly not least, rest in peace, Carlos from Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. Again, along with Steven, was one of the first guys I watched over a couple years ago on a regular basis. And a lot of that's because those two did videos together. They clearly were like best friends in the community. Their videos together, I watched them all the time. And I loved Carlos's authenticity. I loved the fact that sometimes he was on videos where maybe you're like, should he be on video now? You know what? He was just being himself. And at the end of the day, that's what really matters, is that authenticity, that truth telling. And whether you disagreed with him or not, man, Carlos was a huge influence in our community. He is dearly missed. I miss watching his videos, but at least we do have those videos on YouTube that we can go back on his channel and watch when you want a dose or a shot of Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. So there you have it, my 5 most influential and my 5 favorite channels of all time that have influenced me as a fragrance reviewer and just as a fragrance fan. And let me say, guys, I hope you're also experimenting and getting out there to these other new reviewers that are on the up and come, like Aussie Fragrance, Pika Fragrance, Centaur. These guys are doing great jobs, and they're doing their thing in their own way and bringing their own, uniqueness to this community. So I hope you guys are branching out and getting into other reviewers. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for those of you who watch my channel, who have subscribed, who support me. I can't do it without you guys because you give me so much motivation, and I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for watching and supporting. This is JoelTheNose. I'll be back soon with another video, back to my regular videos after this, but I wanted to do this video because I think it's important to show the love. So there you have it. Peace and love, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. See you later.